Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection. Late this afternoon, a bulletin from New Mexico suggested that the widely publicized mystery of the flying saucers may soon be solved. Army Air Force officers reported that one of the strange discs had been found and inspected sometime last week. Our correspondents in Los Angeles and Chicago have been in contact with Army officials endeavoring to obtain all possible late information. Joe Wilson reports to us now from Chicago. The Army may be
Roswell, a seemingly quaint town with a dark secret just outside its city limits. In the late 1940s, mysterious events occurred here that are shrouded in mystery. So now, it's time to decide for yourself. Is the Roswell incident an urban legend, or is it something else entirely? On July 7th, 1947, an unidentified flying object crashed on a ranch northwest of the town. The rancher, W.W. Brazel, found metal debris around the area, and it was suggested by his neighbors Floyd and Loretta Proctor that the pieces of metal may have been from a UFO crash due to the increased number of U.S. sightings that had occurred that summer. Brazel decided to report the incident to George Wilcox of the Roswell Sheriff's Office. According to several reports, Wilcox then contacted military authorities at the nearby Roswell Army Airfield, where Major Jesse Marcel was assigned to investigate.
How much do you know about the Roswell crash?
I know that the crash didn't actually happen in Roswell. It was a little bit outside of Roswell in the open area in the farmland. So I know that when it happened, people were on the fence about if it was real or not, even while it happened, and then people in Roswell really believed that it happened.
Immediately, Marcel and two other agents, Sheridan Cavett and Louis Rickett, drove out to the ranch where Brazel worked to examine and collect the wreckage. On July 8th, the Public Information Office at Roswell Army Airfield made the startling announcement that they had recovered the remains of a flying disc. However, by the next day, the excitement was over. Brigadier General Roger Ramey, who had ordered the wreckage sent to him for examination at Carswell Air Force Base, also known as Fort Worth, held a press conference with Major Marcel present and announced that all the excitement had been over a mistaken weather balloon and nothing more.
Do you believe that the crash in Roswell is an urban legend?
I think it could be considered one.
Why?
Why? Because it's highly controversial whether it happened or not, and there are people on both sides who are passionate about it, and it's something that's so out there that it makes it, but it's presented in a realistic way.
Could you explain more about why you don't believe in UFOs?
There has just not been enough concrete, well-established evidence that supports that they exist.
Awesome. With Ramey's devaluing announcement, the Roswell flying saucer story was effectively dead and would remain so for decades. Then, in 1978, UFO researcher Stanton Friedman happened to meet Marcel. Because Marcel dredged up his recovered saucer story, and Friedman thought he had at last found a star witness who could blow open the U.S. government's alleged cover-up of the crash, the Roswell myth began anew, with Friedman as its most vocal advocate. Despite the claims made by the U.S. government that this was just a weather balloon, many people believe that this was in fact a government cover-up, which increases the likelihood for this to be considered an urban legend.
Do you believe that the crash in Roswell is an urban legend?
No.
Why not?
Because it's real. Why would the government threaten people? Why did so much people have the same things to say about the government threatening them?
Any final remarks?
No.